Today I'm going from Sandestin through Destin to Pensacola.
I'm too busy enjoying myself. Oh, wow, look at all these jellyfish.
As usual, I got to see a ton of wildlife, marine wildlife as well. But it starts with Sandestin, and this is the marina office in Sandestin. Now, when you're here, please pay close attention to the hours, 8:30 to 4 p.m. They are gone after 4 p.m., actually a little bit before. But if you get there while they're open, you can rent these golf carts, and these are exclusive only for people that are in the marina. There's also some other things you can do as well. There are bikes that you can rent. There's a bunch of snow cones and bars and restaurant really close to the marina. So if you want to get out and exercise, you can do. So today starts with a little exercise and a look around Sandestin. Well, I don't have to leave for a while, so I thought I would come out and take an early morning walk and kind of watch the sunrise and just get some fresh air. The one thing about being on a boat is you're on a boat, and so when you get somewhere, I don't know if this is a shared experience with everybody, but definitely with me, I want to get off. I want to stretch my legs. I want to move. You know, I can do push-ups on a boat. I can use exercise bands. You know, things that are supposed to keep you fit, but when you get tied up somewhere and you spend all day on a boat, you really just want to get off and stretch your legs. So before I get on a boat today, I thought I would get my legs stretched. Sandestin is quite a unique place. It blends beach resort with golf resort, with vacation paradise, with full-time retirement or living paradise. Has these beautiful walking trails, these quiet roads. It's really well laid out and really well thought about. Apparently it's about 2,400 acres, and throughout the whole area there are these incredible walking paths, and this is where I headed off to this morning. Sandestin has a lot of trails and a lot of walking paths, and this one here is kind of, I don't know, surrounded by like palm meadows and things on the ground, so I'm guessing this is kind of swampy. And they have these kind of built-in benches and things along the way for you to stop and take a rest or just enjoy the scenery. Anyway, it's a beautiful place to stop, even just for one night. I would imagine spending more time here is probably fun too, because they have pools and they have like a fitness and there's just a bunch of stuff. For families as well, there's a lot for people with kids of all different ages to do. You know, I kind of miss my kids being young. Well, it's been a really nice walk this morning. It's really pleasant. There's a few walkers out, but not many other people. So time for me to get back to the marina and probably have that second cup of coffee and then think about what am I going to do? What's my day going to look like between now and leaving here and getting over to Pensacola later on. So as it's only a 2-hour journey, I might want to see if there's anywhere I can go kind of look at on the boat before I get there. All right. Oh, nice little pergola thing here. Gazebo type thing to finish this walk. Right, see you back on the boat. So this is a little spot I found to sit. Lovely little beach here right by the marina. There's a bar restaurant over here where I was last night. And just watching kind of the moon, say goodbye to the night as the day starts over my shoulder here. It's a beautiful view. Some of the wildlife around here is kind of interesting as well, apparently. Well, I was keen to get back to the boat and actually get on my way. I'm one of those people that wakes up in the morning and I really want to get going. This little thing has been incredible, and even on these fixed docks where you have to kind of climb down into it depending on the tide, it still doesn't bother me because it gives me plenty of access points and ways to get in. And just like that, we're off the dock, heading out of Sandestin and heading over to Pensacola. Got a little bit of luck today. I called the Pensacola dockmaster and I said, hey, is there any chance I can get there early? And he said, yeah, come whenever you want. So rather than having to sit around in Sandestin for 2 or 3 hours just waiting for the opportunity to be able to leave, I'm able to leave and head over to Pensacola. So that's what I shall do. Here, this is my view. Okay, I'm going to put in my auto guidance now. So really easy. Put in my auto guidance. Cancel the one that's still there. And I'm going to, where am I going to today? To Pensacola. Okay, so it is right. I want to say it's this one here. Okay. Start navigation, and that tells me that's not right. That tells me I've got 58 miles to get there. And that's it. And so once I get out of here, I just hit this and away we go. So it's literally how easy it is. I don't know why the arrival time is all messed up, but I'll look into that. All right. As and when I see the things, it's so calm this morning. It's like, I think the mornings here are really calm, and there's some winds in the evening. But, it's now 8:53. So I should be there in about a little over 2 hours thereabouts. So let's see if I can be there in and around 11, something like that. All right. See you in a bit. And there I have Sandestin behind me, heading off out into the bay. By the way, I figured out, obviously, that my brain fog had not allowed me to realize that the reason that the arrival time was messed up was not because it was messed up, but it was a reflection of the speed I was going. When the speed increased, obviously, the arrival time got drastically reduced. So I appreciate, before anyone needs to say anything, although you're more than welcome to, that brain fog, bit of a numpty, but there we go. Right, we're on our way. I thought I would stop here just for a quick look. This is Destin, and I came through here yesterday, and there was a lot of traffic because it was a Sunday, so I had to keep my wits about me. So I didn't do a huge amount of video yesterday. I don't know what I have, by the way, so I'll find out when I get home, I guess. I'm too busy enjoying myself. Oh, wow, look at all these jellyfish. Sorry about that. Got excited there. There's loads and loads of jellyfish going by me. Probably not. Oh, floating wood. Don't want to get that in the engine. Oh, somebody's flip-flop. Not floating wood. Still don't want to get that in the engine. So, anyway. So, I don't know if you can see the water is so clear. And all those little brown things you can see floating around in there, those are jellyfish. Dolphin. Dolphin. There's a family coming in a sea hunt. Hello. Very nice. We're going through the bridge by Destin right now, and I am going to, let's go into Destin Harbor and see if there's, see what that looks like. I've never been in there before. So this is coming into Destin Harbor. Over here you have the jetty. And it looks like there's a kind of a pirate ship tour going on way out there. I don't know if you can see that or not. But right by the bridge, there is the entrance to Destin Harbor. So, sorry, I got distracted there. I was playing with my charts. So I've never been in here before, and I'm trying to do this correctly. So, kind of looking at my chart here, and I'm wanting to stay in the deeper water. See if this chart's correct or not. There's this little curvy bit round in, so I'm trying to follow that round, and then maybe a little bit too far there, and then kind of come round and in. Anyway, my depth looks fine. So this is Destin Harbor. Now, I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but apparently there was a guy, and I think his name, believe it or not, was Joe Destin or something, but him and his mates apparently cut that pass by accident when they were trying to bleed off some water after a flood or a hurricane or a storm or something. Anyway, Mother Nature being Mother Nature, it took hold and just blew the whole thing open, and that's what created this pass. And years later, they kind of dammed up the other end of it. So that's how Destin Harbor became Destin Harbor, apparently. I'm sure you'll be able to tell me if I misremembered that.
You can see just by looking from the bay here that the harbour itself is full of restaurants and places to hang out. Destin looks like a lot of fun.
Okay, that's Destin Harbor. I'm not going to go any further into it because it's just a bunch of marinas and restaurants and things, but you get the idea. I'm going to turn around, and I'm debating whether to go in the Gulf, but I probably shouldn't today. but I really want to, because the freedom I had yesterday was amazing. But all right, I'm going to turn around, get in the ICW, take the shortest route possible up into Pensacola. See you there.
I came out into the jetty just really to get some better shots of Destin from the other side of kind of the berm or the seawall. Just so you can see how pretty the sand is here, but also how pretty Destin is itself. Coming back in under the bridge, there's this beautiful sport fisher going by me, heading out into the Gulf. I kind of wish I was going as well, but at the same time, I was kind of keen to go and see Pensacola. You know, the ICW around here, the Intracoastal Waterway, is a lot of fun. There's a lot to see. There's tons of beaches. There's tons of architecture. There's tons of wildlife. And so just going out into the Gulf isn't the only place that you can go to experience it. But also going through the ICW on a weekday like this is, you don't really see a ton of boat traffic. And I really tried to kind of take video of any of the boats that I did see. The trip from Destin to Pensacola was fairly uneventful, but a lot of fun. There were 1 or 2 boats, maybe 4 in total. I think I recorded them all. But also it gave me time just to enjoy the journey, look at the beaches, both on my starboard and my port side here, and wonder about people that I passed, about the places that I passed, the people that I saw, what they were up to, what their lives were like, what their day was like. It just kind of allowed me just to drift off and enjoy the journey. I probably shouldn't admit this, but as much as I loved seeing these boats that I was going by, also these kind of fast trawlers, being in mine and just being able to move so quickly that this Ranger Tug allows just really was a game changer for me. You know, I've been on one of those boats. I've been that guy who's going along at 8 knots, and I have to admit it, I don't miss it. You know, being able to enjoy the architecture, being able to look at the houses, being able to look at the wildlife, but also being able to get somewhere really quickly. It's dramatically different. And I'm really grateful that this Ranger Tug packs such a punch. Well, as you can see, eventually I got to Pensacola, and coming in towards the marina there, the waves had kind of picked up, the wind had picked up, and you could see a much more urban and industrialized landscape ahead of me. The marina itself took a little to get into because the wind was really, really blowing, but eventually I was able to stern into the slip and tie up for the night. The marina itself was fantastic. It has these lovely floating docks, really quiet slips. It has a great restaurant, there's laundry facilities and washing facilities, but I wanted to go and have a look around.
Pensacola by scooter. Let's have a look around.
This is the marina restaurant, and it's also where the laundry and the shower facilities were. The scooter I'm on, by the way, is like a Highboy something or other. I don't know, I bought it a couple years ago, but it's a perfect size to keep on board the boat, and it allowed me to kind of start looking around Pensacola here, looking at some of the more industrialized dock areas, but also to get into some of the cityscape. And I couldn't help but really be quite taken by the charm that Pensacola has. I don't think I was expecting it to be quite the kind of cafe culture, the New Orleans influenced beautiful place that I found as I was going around. There's a ton of restaurants, there's a ton of bars, there's a ton of things to do, but it also seemed kind of historical and somewhat sleepy. It was like a really nice place to come. I didn't get the sense that anyone was here but just really good people. And as I went through the streets, I became more and more enamored with the place. I really enjoyed my visit to Pensacola. I ate at a kind of New Orleans inspired restaurant, and then in the evening I went to have a Vietnamese meal at a restaurant that served me food with a robot of all things. So it was really a full 360-degree experience.
So, just about to go to bed, actually. It's late for me, 7:40. But had a good look around Pensacola, went to a really nice Vietnamese food truck, and now just been sitting outside here enjoying the marina. So I'll pull you around so you can see what it looks like. So that's that. And then tomorrow, I think I'm going to head back to Perdido Key, and then we'll see where we go from there. There is a conversation in my head about Fairhope, Alabama as well. So, but it's fun. That little electric scooter really helps just to kind of run around the city. It's pretty cool here. They have a lot of architecture that's like New Orleans almost. It's really nice, very clean, pretty place. Pensacola, thumbs up.
Thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry that I'm such an amateur, but I am trying to learn and I am trying to get better.